thanks for joining us on AN24 TV News Round. Here are the major headlines. Reps passed 2020 Finance Bill for second reading. Nigeria may experience worst recession in 20 years, and that's coming from the World Bank. UK prepares for no-deal Brexit. The news in details after this break. At least 3,500 candidates who sat the Post-Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME) for admission into the University of Benin may have to resit the examination or risk missing their admissions. The university had in a text message urged candidates across the country to return to the university and retake the test following the collapse of the institution's internet server. The message read, beginning of quotes, "If you know anyone that wrote the Post-Utme examination on Tuesday, December 8, 2020 at the ICT Hall, Wo, tell the person to come back for the test." Uniben server failed applicants that wrote at 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. Authorities have tried their best to call some students, but their phone were off. Tell your loved ones. End of quotes. Also, a statement issued by the institution's public relations officer, Benedicta Ehanire, said there was no cause for alarm following the technical difficulties. She said that those whose submissions were affected in two of the centers by a technical hitch resulting from power cut on campus had been advised via their emails to return for the exercise. She also confirmed that candidates are to go to the university's ICT centers from Wednesday, December 9, 2020 to Friday, December 11, 2020 from 9 a.m. The House of Representatives on Thursday passed for second reading the Finance Bill 2020. President Muhammadu Buhari had transmitted Finance Bill 2020 to the National Assembly for consideration and passage, along with the 2021 Appropriation Bill presently before the Parliament. Both President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, had read Buhari's letter on December 1. The Majority Leader, Ali Hassan Ado-Doguwa, who led the debate on the executive bill, said the bill, if passed, will definitely provide economic windows for the country and economic development. Seconding motion for second reading of the bill, Linda Ikweazwat said that it is to encourage ease of doing business in Nigeria so that more people can do business and create employment. The Speaker also on Thursday set up a conference committee to harmonize versions of the 2021 to 2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper passed by the Senate and the House. Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Lagos Zonal Office, have arrested one Williams Ogwezi, also known as Dr. Williams, for parading himself as an official of the Commission to defraud his unsuspecting victims. He was said to have also forged EFCC identity cards and those of other law enforcement agents. The head of media and publicity of the EFCC, Mr. Wilson Owujaren, in a statement in Abuja on Thursday said that Ogwezi was arrested in Lagos following a report from the Nigeria Police Area Command at JA Lagos. It was alleged that the suspect had defrauded one of his victims, a lady of jewelry valued at 10 million naira, before his arrest, and had confessed the crime in his confessional statements. According to the statement, items recovered from him at the point of arrest include an identity card with inscription of EFCC, EFCC face mask, 3 laptops, 3 mobile phones, and 2 vehicles, Lexus and Hyundai Genesis. World Bank has said that Nigeria may experience its worst recession in 20 years. It, however, advised that it was critical to sustain and deepen its reforms to avoid the worsening impacts of COVID-19 on the economy. He said this in a press release on Thursday, which noted that in the next 3 years, an average Nigerian would experience and see a reversal of decades of economic growth, and the country could enter its deepest recession since the 1980s. The World Bank Country Director, Shuboham Chaduri, said Nigeria is at a critical historical juncture with a choice to make. He noted that Nigeria can choose to break decisively from business as usual and rise to its considerable potential by sustaining the bold reforms that have been taken thus far and going even further, and with an even greater sense of urgency to promote faster and more inclusive economic growth. And finally on the news, UK's Prime Minister Boris Johnson on Thursday vowed to go the extra mile to get a good Brexit deal, but instructed his government to prepare for Britain to crash out of the European Union's single market at the end of the year. The gloom deepened over the drawn-out Brexit saga after Johnson and European Commission's President Ursula von der Leyen, over a combative dinner in Brussels, declared a Sunday deadline to decide whether to keep talking or give up. Johnson stressed that he wanted his negotiators to keep going and he will go the extra mile for a last-gap deal, and said he was ready to travel again to Brussels, as well as to Paris or Berlin to get over the line. But speaking after a rare evening meeting of the cabinet, the Conservative leader said his ministers agreed very strongly with him that the deal on the table is really not at the moment right for the UK. The pound had slumped on currency markets as traders adjust to the looming possibility that after 5 decades of integration between Britain and mainland Europe, cross-channel trade will be subject anew to tariff and quotas in the new year. Britain left the EU on January 31, but a standstill transition period under which it remains bound by the bloc's rule, pending any new deal, ends on the 9th of December 31. Without a post-Brexit deal, Britain's trade with its biggest market will in future operate on a pared-down World Trade Organization rules, or Australian terms, as Johnson prefers to call them, for public consumption. And with that, we've come to the end of the news on AN24 TV. Thank you for watching.